Well, the All Progressives Congress is accusing the main opposition PDP of trying to create enmity between its presidential candidate Bola Tinubu and President Muhammadu Buhari. In a statement, the Director of Media and Publicity of the APC Campaign Council, Bayo Ononuga, said at no time did Tinubu mention the president while talking about the scarcity of petrol and new Naira notes during the party's campaign in Abeokuta. He then accused the opposition party and its candidate Atiku Abubakar of distorting Tinubu's statement. Ononuga said that Tinubu was only calling government's attention to the sabotage of what he called a fifth columnist working with the PDP to derail the election. Well, the spokesman of the Atiku Presidential Campaign Council, Phrank Shaibu, joins us now, who is no stranger to the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to see you again on Newsnight tonight. Okay, so the Tinubu Presidential Campaign Council is accusing your party, the People's Democratic Party, your presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, and fifth columnist of trying to create hardship in the polity and truncate his looming victory at the elections.
You know, sometimes I begin to wonder if the APC team or the Bola Tinubu team, how they see Nigerians. Because Bola Tinubu spoke in Abeokuta yesterday, and he is not a baby, neither is he a toddler. He does not need an interpreter. He spoke to the issues yesterday at the campaign rally. And he said particularly that actions have been taken to sabotage, to stop him from emerging president. Not even to sabotage the electoral process, no. He said they want to stop him. The fuel scarcity as well as the CBN policy. Now, and he told these people that, look, he will embark on a revolution. That on his own is treason, and is treasonable offense. But we'll get to that if time permits. But if time does not,
talking about the revolution that you're thinking,
revolution
of picking your PVCs and ensuring that you go to the polls.
Because the revolution is revolution, in whatever way you look at it. For him to use that word, and in fact, he went further to say, we'll take power from them. Who is the them? He speaks at all times as if he were in the opposition. Now he talks about fuel scarcity, and that it's a plan to stop him from emerging as president by the powers that be. The powers that be, that is an idiomatic expression in the English language, and it means those in authority over a particular domain at a certain time. And what does that mean? If you look at the contextual conditioning, the domain in question is Nigeria. Who is in authority? President Muhammadu Buhari. He's not just the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but the Minister of Petroleum. So if there is if there's fuel scarcity, whether, you see, that's why I said, look, it smacks of wretched illiteracy. When maybe the presidential spokesman, the spokesman of Tinubu, Bayo Ononuga, will wake up to say that, and upfront on our sensibilities, for him to wake up to say that, look, it is about Atiku Abubakar and the PDP who are causing fuel scarcity. It's preposterous. How do you say that? Are you now saying that President Muhammadu Buhari is inefficient? But you see, it is not the first time they will cast aspersions on the president. And that, at that same location. In June 2022, Emilokon was there. That was when Emilokon originated from. Where he said, look, Buhari failed as president multiple times. And he cried like a baby on national television. Until he came and promised him, held him, and told him, I will make you president. And that he made him president. He returned to the same Abeokuta yesterday. And again, he took a swipe at Mr. President. You see, my problem is this. If you want to insult our president, go directly. You don't do it and you now come back and you want to do damage control. No. It's medicine after death.
Okay.
What he said is clear and unambiguous.
Right.
He talked about the CBN policy. President Muhammadu Buhari has said it times without number, and it's on record. That, look, the redesigning of the Naira, a policy of this administration, was approved by the president.
Yeah.
And the issue is this. We have 18 political parties vying for the president, for the office of president. If there is any, if there are political parties who should complain about redesigning of the naira and scarcity of resources in terms of cash to spend or to buy votes, it should be the opposition parties.
Okay, but today...
But we are not even complaining.
Mr.
We are
Phrank,
saying...
yeah.
That's why, hold on.
Very quickly,
yes,
for want of time, very quickly. Yeah. Because today in Benue State, Bola Tinubu has directly blamed your party's 16-year rule for the fuel scarcity. He says cronies were giving contracts in the oil and gas sector, and that's why we are suffering all of it. But let me bring it back to Abeokuta yesterday.
Yes.
He did not specifically mention President Muhammadu Buhari. Some people will say semantics, and that is illogical for him to be referring to the president, because the president has at all times shown his support for the candidate. He's on his campaign trail. So how would Bola Tinubu be referring to the president?
You see, that's why, you see, this man lives on blackmail.
Which man?
Who? The candidate of the APC. He lives on blackmail. We know his track record. And because they tread on lies and fiction, from his name to his primary school education to secondary school, in fact, at a point, even the spokesman, Festus Keyamo, came to tell the world that, look, he passed examination from home and that he should be commended. So we know these things. Look, he won his primary election like Ajia Nanatu said on TV this morning.
Yeah.
He won his primary election, the ticket of his party, via blackmail and cash. Now, why are they afraid of the cashless policy? Now, you see, you don't need the services of a clairvoyant.
There is no proof, there's no evidence to that. We need to...
No, when you say, when a man says, two major policies of this administration were introduced to stop him from emerging as president. And I beg to ask, who introduced those policies? He does not need to say President Muhammadu Buhari. That is the Minister of Petroleum, who approved the CBN policy. President Muhammadu Buhari is on record. He has said it times without number that I approve this and it should stay.
So is the PDP in support? Is the PDP in support of this CBN policy?
Beautiful question. The PDP is in support of any policy that will bring about credible election, that will stop vote buying, that will stop election that will be accentuated by what we call bullion van politics. We had on record this morning where one character came on TV to say that the bullion van that drove into the house of Bola Tinubu on the eve of the election in 2019 was, in fact, it was straight into that place, that it missed its way.
We have to live in there.
Unfortunately, we're out of time.
Just like Ruben Abati prayed this morning, may bullion vans drive Miss Road to my house.
Yeah, well,
it is
all right.
shameful.
Thank you so much, Phrank Shaibu. We hope to have you some other time, talk about other issues. And he's the spokesperson for the Presidential Campaign Council for Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate.